Bus, what's going on, brother? What is going on, guys? Welcome, Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this, guys. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. It feels like it's a Monday, but it is a Tuesday, and let's just jump right into this. So we're not going to be on for too long, but we definitely are going to be covering a lot of stuff. What happened yesterday in regards to the crypto market, what's going on with Bitcoin right now, what do I think is going to happen with the whole crypto space, crypto market, and particularly meme coins, right, and alts. So welcome, guys. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Right now, Bitcoin is sitting at around 106,350 right now. Looking fantastic, honestly, in my opinion. We have been doing really well. Today, we did break out to about 107, about 107.1, somewhere around there. But since then, we've been really hitting our head at this trend line, right? And I'm going to show you this trend line real quick. So this trend basically started from a breakout. This was back in early November when I basically pointed out this bear flag that we've created earlier, right? Remember, we called this bear flag out. I can even show you. So obviously we covered bull flags, we covered bear flags. Bear flag is going to be a ascending channel, right, where it's pointing towards the upside. You're making higher highs, higher lows in the channel. Usually that'll tend to be some kind of a move towards the downside eventually, right? That's exactly what we saw. But the bottom of the trend, you can see as our friend, guys, and you can see we have not been able to break above as of now. We did break above briefly when we made those all-time highs. I think that was yesterday at around 109. But since then, we have not been able to really break above and find some support. So with that being said, right now, we keep retesting this area, right? We've actually, in the last day, this has been the most that we've really come up to retest this area, since we've made it, right? Since we've made this channel, or really this trend, we have only tested it a few times. This being the maybe 3 times here, 2 times here, and now we've come up to basically retest that area about 4 times. This is on the daily too, as of now. So things look good. I honestly think that if we keep just coming up and retesting this trend, eventually this thing is going to break, and we're probably looking at a major breakout for Bitcoin. Now, what is going on? Why are we kind of trending around in the same area right now? We're not really seeing any bit of a sell-off. If anything, we're up like crazy today. I just realized Bitcoin's up, technically 4,000 because we saw so much volatility yesterday. If you were living under a rock, yesterday we did stream the inauguration. We're not going to get really too much into it, but the crypto space was technically, and I say technically, disappointed because Trump never mentioned crypto in his executive orders or any of his inauguration speech, which, we had a poll. We're like, how many people think, that we were going to hear some kind of a mention? And a lot of people said that we probably weren't going to see or hear or see any kind of a mention, and they were correct. Is that bad? I don't think so, guys. I explained yesterday, and I saw someone post this the other day, or yesterday, is we're not going to see everything that he was running on campaign-wise in the first 12 hours of him being in office, right? We're not going to see it. The guy's busy. I think he's focused on securing the border, as he's saying. I'm quoting what he's saying, and stuff like that. He has a lot of other priorities right now in these first 24 hours, 48 hours that he's trying to attend to. But I do believe that crypto is going to be probably in the next today, tomorrow, maybe this week at some point. I do expect us to hear something, him get to that point where, all right, it's crypto time. He did mention, or not mention, but there is something that's going on with crypto today that just started with the administration, but not something that we're necessarily like, oh my God, that's going to move the markets. But as far as that mention, that strategic reserve, all that good stuff that I think the market is waiting for as of right now, we haven't heard anything from Trump yet. So I think once we do hear that, guys, we're going to probably see some big movement towards the upside. But, no diddy on that one. I think where we're sitting right now is a solid area. And I do think that even if we sit like this in this area probably for the next week, I am expecting that memes and most likely alts are going to absolutely, memes are technically alts, right? So we'll just say the whole altcoin area is probably going to see a big influx in money as people start pouring back into the market. The people that we speak of are the people that sold off probably for losses retail investors, stuff like that, from the last few weeks that really, left the market with, terrified, because we saw a 10% drop in the market. So I am anticipating a lot of money coming in, and I do believe that meme coins are probably going to see a big run with it. Looking at the bubbles for today, you guys can see, majority of the market's pretty much up. You can see, Fartcoin has been defeated. Finally. I'm just kidding. Fartcoin down about 8%. Jupiter is down about 6%, but we saw big moves for Jupiter in the last few days because of Solana. But other than that, pretty much green across the board. Bunk up 10%, right? We have AI16Z, which was calling this play out yesterday, the day before. I was telling you guys that, pretty much what we saw yesterday with a lot of the meme coins and alts, they were down so much that you were seeing some really good buy-in areas for price action, in my opinion. Doge up 5% from yesterday. I can go across the board, but I'm trying to point out like Dog with Hats up about 4%. So you're seeing a little bit of a resurgent back up with particularly meme coins. Looks like the fundamental coins and the utility coins are doing a little bit better today, as we saw yesterday. Like I said, across the board, the markets Bitcoin was kind of holding strong, but you saw alts were really just like a lot of them were down. Yesterday, Miro, that you guys know I'm pretty much invested in, like pretty heavily. Still, right now, Miro is in such a great spot, in my opinion, as far as buys. Was down 20% yesterday. It has recovered about 8% today. But it was down 20% yesterday. Like absolutely insane numbers that we're seeing as far as just some of these meme coins particularly. And what is going on? Well, Bitcoin right now doing great. Bitcoin dominance has been relatively spiking. It hasn't like gone crazy, just pointing to the moon, but it is slowly but surely just been moving up, right? Right now we are sitting at around 58.7, and it looks like we're in some kind of a wedge. We're in a tight range as far as for dominance, and I'm expecting that we're probably, honestly, this is going to be my opinion, we're probably going to see dominance spike up one more good time with the announcement of some kind of strategic reserve. Bitcoin's probably going to run up to like 120, 130, like I've been saying. You're going to see Bitcoin dominance just absolutely spike. We might see alts retrace a little bit, right? But don't get psyched out. In my opinion, I think that this is going to be short-lived. We want to see Bitcoin run. We want to see Bitcoin get to these crazy numbers that we only dreamt about, 4 or 5 years ago. It's going to bring in massive confidence in the market. It's going to be able to bring in a lot of retail investors. And like I always tell you guys, Bitcoin is not a first pick for a lot of these retail investors when they come in, right? They're going to come in and they're going to look at Bitcoin at $120,000+, and they're going to be like, you know what? I'd rather buy. Maybe they want to come in and they just want to grab bigger cap alts like Solana, Ethereum, HBAR, XRP. Killing it, right? You're going to get a lot of those investors coming in, but then you're also going to get a lot of investors like, you know what? Meme coins, right? Because meme coins are on the mind of everybody, especially a lot of these retail investors. People have been asking me, Crip, is this the Trump coin, right? It's old news now, but was this a good thing for the crypto space? And I was like, you know what? It's hard to say now. I'm not going to say it was a bad thing, right? Because it sucks, because it really did take a lot of liquidity from a lot of the other projects, right? You didn't realize how much it really took from a lot of projects as far as just people selling out of their positions on, whatever the hell they were holding just to buy in on the Trump coin, right? And I told you guys, they're going to be back. They're going to be back. But what I'm getting to is, so maybe you look at it like that and you look at it and you're like, maybe, man, it was kind of negative, right? But at the same time, you got to look at it as meme coins, right? It put a big spotlight on meme coins and how much money can actually be made with meme coins, right? We all know this, but new investors don't necessarily know that. They think meme coins are like, well, what is a meme coin? Maybe they do a little research. They'll get Doge, they'll get Shiba, they'll see Pepe, but they don't really dive right into the full spectrum of a lot of these meme coins. Well, I think that's really going to open up a lot of, interest in the meme coin space, in my opinion, right? So basically what we're getting to is I'm expecting Bitcoin particularly to I'm expecting Bitcoin probably to see a big rally here as soon as the announcement gets listed, as far as if it's today, tomorrow, this week, at some point, whenever we find out that Trump is doing something as far as strategic reserve, like we pretty much have been told, right? I'm expecting Bitcoin most likely to break out towards that 120 mark, somewhere around there. Bitcoin dominance is probably going to come with it, spike up. I wouldn't be surprised if we come back up towards around 60% or maybe even that 61+% like we've seen previously, right? But with that being said, you're going to probably see, most likely alts, either they're going to stay stagnant or you're going to see alts most likely not, go down to the abyss again, but you're probably going to see, Bitcoin performing crazy and you're going to be like, why is it my meme coin, or why is a Solana down, or whatever the case is. And it's because the spotlight's going to be solely on Bitcoin at the time, right? So like I said, we could easily see, so far our high for dominance has been for this season around 61.5%. We could see that easily happen again, if not exceed, at some point. So, but just like this happened before, right? This was not that long ago. This was literally at the end of November. We saw this really big spike in dominance. Then we saw the drop. Bitcoin's price didn't really drop, but we saw dominance drop, and that's when alts had a little bit of a shine, and alts were doing really well. They have retraced since then a lot. But I'm expecting this to happen again, where Bitcoin's dominance comes to run up, and then eventually we'll see something like this, similar to where Bitcoin dominance will drop. The price will stay around the same. Alts will probably see a lot of liquidity coming in to the space. So we'll see how it plays out, though. We'll see how it plays out, guys. But I'm telling you, we have a lot of big things ahead of us. The market, for one, you can see Bitcoin just hanging around that 106, 107 area. It is anticipating that we're probably going to be seeing something big as far as announcements being dropped for Bitcoin. So hopefully we see that as soon as possible. We can kind of get this show running as far as whatever is going to happen in front of us. So, but patience, right? Twan, what's going on? Flips in the house. What's going on, brother? Said, yo, Crip, bro, AI16Z. Hopefully you picked up a bag, brother. You know what, bro? I ain't gonna lie. I did not pick up a bag, but I'm happy you and a few other people have literally messaged me directly in the Discord and be like, bro, thank you so much for pointing out that project. I know as of earlier, it was up like 40%. I think it has retraced slightly. Looking at DeFi, particularly, and we're going to talk about some DeFi today. We're going to talk about the SEC launched a crypto task force, and what does that mean for crypto, right? So right now, like I was saying, AI16Z is an AI project that's really had a lot of focus on it, right? Yesterday, I think it dropped down. Good God, I didn't realize it dropped down to 58 cents. Now I'm kind of kicking myself. But yesterday during the stream, it wasn't this low. It was like, I think it was in the 70s. And I was like, bro, this is a buy zone right here. But I was just like, dude, I was picking up a lot of other stuff. I was, just bringing my average down. Myro was killing me. So I was like determined to continue to bring my average down on Myro. Because I was like, bro, it was at like 3.8 cents yesterday. I was like, I can't sit here and just like not buy Myro and bring my average down. There's just no way, hell, impossible. So I was like, instead of me buying in on another project, I was like, screw it. I knew AI16Z was going to pop as far as just a rebound. And it really hasn't. I mean, it's rebounded about 40%, but it really hasn't even jumped up to some of these levels that it was previously. So definitely a solid project. Market cap's, slightly high at around 1.27 billion, but like I said, a lot of focus is on this project. A lot of people are trading this project. So if you do see a nice little dip, it'll probably usually rebound pretty well. Another project that's doing really well today is RNA. I know a lot of people on the channel are trading this RNA. This thing spiked to freaking, it doesn't look like it moved a lot on the chart, but if you were to catch this bottom, this thing moved up. Oh, it's not going to give me my percent. Nice. This thing moved up, I think, at some point, like around 80 or 90%. Yeah, not going to give me my damn percentage. All right. But, it is still up about 60% as of now. So, definitely a solid move. DeFi was hit hard yesterday. DeFi's been hit particularly hard in the last, 4 days since Trump coins dropped. We saw a lot of money get taken out of a lot of these projects and just move straight over to Trump coin. Now we're seeing a little bit of an even out, like I basically told you guys was going to happen. This doesn't mean that Trump coin's necessarily down like crazy. I mean, it's still trading at around $43 as of now, right? We saw a bottom of around $30, 29, yeah, about $30, and it has spiked up. As of now, earlier it was up about $50. So I mean, you're seeing some pretty big fluctuations in the price for right now. But I think, just like everything, like I tell you guys every time, we see this all the time. It's a new shiny object. It gets dropped, right? And everybody's freaking going crazy. Your grandma's calling you, asking you how the hell does she buy Trump coin, right? You know, and then a week later, it becomes just, it's part of the 12,000 million freaking projects that are, you know, that are in the space, right? So I don't think that this project's going to go anywhere as far as like it's done or anything like that. But I think the mayhem has definitely cooled down as of now. So it actually has been dethroned. Official Elon is up to number 1 trending, but it's not up on price for sure. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then call dropped like crazy yesterday, guys. I actually did pick up some call as well. It did drop. It is up about 22% right now as well. So, I mean, slowly but surely you're seeing some of the DeFi really just come back to where it was, you know, because we saw such a massive drop that you're seeing a lot of these like up 20, 30, 40%. It's because they were down 50, 60, 70% yesterday. So they're just rebounding from where they basically, you know, got decimated in the last few days. So looking at the fear and greed index, guys, right now we're sitting right on that line of, you know, we're trying to get into greed. We're still technically in neutral. You know, we're kind of in that spot right now where it's like majority of the market is very bullish, right? But you still do have a lot of, you know, you still do have across the board, I'm not going to say like bearishness or anything like that, but you still do have a lot of just uncertainty as far as what's happening with the executive orders and what's going to happen with this new administration that's coming to office as far as with the charts. And, you know, we brought this up plenty of times, right? And I keep bringing it up. I hate to sit there and freaking just repeat myself over and over, but I bring this up for you guys, right? Because I already see it and I know it, you know, and I've gone through this plenty of times, but, you know, particularly what we're going through this month, I've gone through, right? Back in 2020, 21, you know, we saw this massive run in 2020, and then 2021, this was an election cycle, right, where the new administration was coming in. We saw a big drop, 30% drop in January, right? But this was about 3 weeks where we had made highs going into January, right? Towards the right at the first week of January, we were making highs, and then boom, we basically dropped off a cliff down 30%. It might not look bad now, right? But going through it, remember, none of this had happened at the time. So this is just the chart that we were living off of, and we saw 30% drop. We were like, oh my gosh. You know, you were thinking, shit, here we go. Bitcoin's going back to 10K. And, you know, after about 3 weeks, we got to about the end of January, which is literally the 28th, right? Literally the 28th, Bitcoin started to start running again, coming back to life, and we started making new all-time highs. Now, this wasn't overnight. This period that you saw this nice run, you know, and us making new highs was about from January, the end of January, so we'll say February up until about April. So about a 2 to 3 month span, we saw a lot of euphoria in the market. Big drops in between, and I've told you guys about these drops, right? You know, we kept running up and kind of making these descending channels, which I would call bull flags, and then we'd run up and make new highs, bull flag, new highs, right? The point of what I'm getting to is we're kind of in something very similar in the markets right now, right? Similar time frame, similar chart action, obviously, but just different numbers. We're obviously, you know, we're a lot higher than we were than we are now. We're higher now than we were then, right? But the point I'm getting to is if we do see any kind of you know, drawdowns in the market, I personally, you know, it sucks because I feel like maybe myself, I caught this high perfectly, sold out, you know, and was buying some of these dips. This is on Bitcoin, but a lot of the alts that I bought in on haven't really performed yet, right? And some of these days where we're down, some of these alts, I'm like, holy crap, I'm down like crazy. And I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is, because I'm not playing with money, or I'm not investing money that I need to feed my daughter, my puppy, or pay my mortgage or anything like that. I'm using funds that are just sitting in my bank account that are collecting dust, that are eventually going to 10x, 20x, 30x, right? That's how I do my investing, right? So I'm not stressed out. It sucks looking at your portfolio in the red, but from what I've learned is if you have patience, you believe in what you're doing, right? If you believe that we are going to continue to move up, and we haven't even seen an altcoin season technically yet, then you have a lot of money to be made coming up soon, in my opinion. So we'll see how it plays out. But for right now, as far as Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin's going to take the limelight and really it's really going to dominate. It already is per Bitcoin dominance. It's probably going to dominate probably a lot more for right now. We're probably going to see some kind of a big run coming up soon. 120, 130, somewhere around those areas most likely. And then from there on, I'm thinking that we're probably going to see a big shift where Bitcoin maybe retraces back down to like 115, 110, and we start seeing alts, meme coins get activated and just start going haywire. So hopefully it all plays out for us, but we'll see how it plays, right? XRP go wild. What is XRP at right now? XRP's at around, it's right in my face, 317, not too bad. Still definitely holding that $3 mark, right? Ricky said he refuses to buy one more coin. You say that, and then you're going to be sending me messages tonight about a new DeFi project, bro. Gina, what's going on? Demon said, so this is going to be a whack bull run. I think at the end of March, it will be bearish and then wait 4 more years again. I mean, I hope it doesn't play out like that, right? But who cares what I hope? We'll have to see how it plays as far as the charts. But, I do think if we go back to that theory of what I was just showing you about 2020, 21, 2021, like I said, after January, we ran, right? April, we saw all-time highs, and then we saw a big drop down. Now, this right here was a lot to do with, like, I think China at the time blocked crypto for the 17th time, and there was just a lot of things going on. We were kind of, in the middle of that, big world, world situation. If you guys remember 2020, 21, so there was a lot going on at that time, right? So we saw a massive retracement. You want to talk about being scared in the middle of that? It was a big retracement, but then look, after the second half started of 2021, we ran and made even more highs. So I kind of think that we're in something similar. I don't know if we're going to see something like this, but I do agree with you. Damon? I do agree that at some point this year, we are going to top out. This is after we see altcoin season and everything like that. We are eventually going to top out, and that's going to be it I think for a while. But I'm probably, I was saying for a while, March, May, right around those areas is probably where we're going to top out. It depends. It depends on what we're going to see from this administration. What are we going to see as far as, just a lot of things coming out with Bitcoin and the market. How's the stock market going to perform? There's a lot of factors that are going to come into this. We could easily see it get a little bit dragged down the road, and maybe we see, second, third quarter, where we top out somewhere in the market. So I still do believe we're at the ending phase of this bull run, but I feel like we still have one more massive run, and we still have to see these alts really go crazy. I still do believe that, even though you look back on a lot of these alts and they performed really, really well in the last 2 years. So TJ said he picked up more Myro. Bro, you have to at 3 cents, a little over 3 cents, bro. You have to, right? Let's hear. T said Assemble AI ASM has a price target of 1 cent. Nice. And Doge. Did you see? I think something was with Doge got dropped with the inauguration, right? With Elon. I'm pretty sure if you go to the inauguration page, Elon put Dogecoin emblem on the inauguration, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that I saw. Gene said, do you think DNA can hit a $100 million market cap? mean, you're at about 2 million right now. Damn, you have a lot of nice volume. I will say for this project, a lot of volume. It's up 144% right now, so that's awesome. Project's doing pretty good. Look where we've had this area, right? This area was some support, right? And you guys know what I'm gonna say, right? You break that support, and that support becomes resistance, right? Until you break above it again, and you can see, though we dropped down pretty crazy down to 10.021. It has, massive run up. But look where you can't look at the candle wicks. You got to look at the candlesticks. No diddy on that one. And look where it's pretty much hitting its head is where that spot was support is now resistance. So nice run. Can this run up to 100 million at some point? Possibly. If it can stay relevant, right? If it can stay relevant, this thing can easily run up to 100 million. So, it's going to take a lot for it to get to $100 million, right? Not just, it's there, it's still trading, but nothing's going on with the project. There's going to need to be something in the back end with the devs or whoever's, operating this project. They're going to need something for them to get to 100 million, in my opinion. Like if that's getting listed on some kind of a big exchange, whatever the case is, something like that they would need to get to $100 million. So, but definitely looked pretty good, up over 140% in the last 24 hours. This right here proves my point that a lot of money, right, left a lot of these projects. Every single project that wasn't freaking Trump or Melania basically got destroyed in the last 4 days. And then now you're seeing a lot of that money kind of coming back into these projects, especially a lot of these projects were down so much that it doesn't take much. You see the volume spiked in here. And this thing shot up almost 200%. So, Jake, what's going on, brother? Ricky said 5x would be nice, 10x crazy, more would be effing nuts. Elon on stage said that we were taking Doge to the moon and it didn't budge. I know, bro, because I think a lot of people know that he's not necessarily talking about Doge coin, right? But he might be referring to it, like how he kind of trolls, not trolls, but you know what I mean, right? But you have, the fact that he's established some kind of a department, right? That's the acronym is Doge. I think it's kind of taking away from Doge, right? When he does refer to Doge and maybe he's talking about Dogecoin, people are thinking Doge, right? The whatever he has set up with the government and stuff like that. So maybe, it might, who knows? I don't know if it's going to work as far as like that exposure that I think a lot of people thought when he was creating that. So Twan said, any news on me, lady? Other than Vitalik, briefly changing his picture on Twitter to Milady NFK or NFT. I haven't heard anything else necessarily. What are they doing right now as far as price? They've dropped back down for right now. That's why, like, I told you guys I had bought in, right? I told you guys I had bought in, not knowing that we were going to see that nice spike from that Vitalik stuff. But right when we jumped up and we were up like 40, I think I sold for a 50% gain. I jumped out, right? And I'm going to probably buy back in because this is pretty much where I bought in at, is around the low 60s. I'll probably buy back in and do it all over again, right? And just wait for the big run. But I knew as of this, because it was a Vitalik picture, it moved the market, right? Or moved this project up temporarily, right? But it's not time yet for this thing to pop. So that's why I ended up taking those 50% gains. Now I can throw them right back in. I can either just use profits or I can just throw back everything and my gains, and I'll have the same liquidity that I originally had in there and have 50% more, right? So definitely bullish still on the project. It looks like it's been holding solid at around that 62 level. It did break a little bit below briefly, but we've seen that before, right? So, it's kind of just back in that consolidation mode for right now until, things happen. Let's jump into some stuff. Like I said, the crypto bubbles, everything looks good. Fear and greed index right at that fear mark, or excuse me, the neutral, almost at the greed. The market cap, a couple things I wanted to point out. So remember, this is from Coin Market Cap's numbers, right? altcoin season, we did jump in it briefly, right? And they based this off of altcoin market cap, the alts, and off of Bitcoin's dominance. And right now, alts, as far as meme coins or alts, no, particularly all alts, the market cap has gone down slightly, right? Because, we've seen a dip in the market, but also the dominance has spiked. So on their scale, we have moved far from our altcoin season. Doesn't mean we can't move there fast, but right now we have moved far where we're pretty much back into Bitcoin season is what they're referring to for right now. So, bro, look at the top performing projects in the last 90 days. Oh my gosh. Do you guys see what's number one? It's going to freaking haunt me, bro. Why didn't I pick up Fartcoin? It's going to freaking haunt me, bro. Fartcoin is up over 2,000% in the last 90 days. I told you guys I wasn't going to say that joke, so I won't bring it up, at least for a few more days. But absolutely crazy. Let's jump into some articles real quick, and then we'll go back to the charts. So Trump's golden age begins without Bitcoin, but experts say big moves are coming. So despite not mentioning Bitcoin in Trump's first speech, experts believe his administration will soon make crypto a priority. A golden age without crypto. So on January the 20th, Donald Trump returned to the White House. We already know all this. His speech covered themes like unity, economic strength, the border control, while addressing hot button issues such as inflation, immigration, and energy production. Yet, the crypto community noticed a glaring omission. There wasn't a single mention of crypto or Bitcoin. Despite the Trump's family recent involvement in the crypto space, on January the 17th, Trump announced his own meme coin. We already know all that. And Melania dropped hers. Both tokens caused an explosion of hype, with millions of traders diving headfirst into the frenzy. Despite early success, their value quickly plummeted though they still remain hefty market caps in the billions. Meanwhile, Bitcoin reached an euphoric milestone, climbing to a record high of 109, just hours before Trump swearing in. However, the celebration was short-lived. As of January the 21st, which is today, Bitcoin had pulled back to 103 levels, a nearly 5% drop. Analysts attribute this slide to a combination of profit taken by traders and market uncertainty sparked by Trump's silence on crypto. So, what has happened since Trump's inauguration, and what can be expected in the days to come? A day of action, but not for crypto. When Trump returned to the White House, the crypto world held its breath. Whispers of an executive order that could alter the fate of crypto industry had dominated pre-inauguration chatter. Rumors, I feel like we're reading a book. Rumors swirled about incentives to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, establish a crypto advisory council, and even ban the curation of central bank digital currencies. Expectations soared. Day one felt like it could be a defining moment for the industry. Instead, reality arrived with a dose of disappointment. Trump's first day in office was packed with actions, 80 executive orders signed in rapid succession, overturning policies from the previous administration. So we already know all this, right? We all were alive yesterday. Most of us were, right? So we were expecting, that day one executive order. But like I told you guys, I saw a lot of people cracking up, not in our area, but just like on Twitter, like, bro, you guys really expect day one everything was going to change, right? And it was like kind of like, I was like, damn, I was expecting it. I was like, yeah, you know what? It is true. Give some time, right? Give some time. I'm sure that we're probably going to see something crypto related. And like I keep saying, the next day to sometime this week, most likely. So let's see here. So trying to make sure everything is crypto related. Oh, look, this is CZ. So CZ said everyone expects everything to happen in one day. Good things take time. And I agree with that, right? Everybody was expecting, that the first hour, that's it. He was going to sign that that strategic reserve, and it was like it didn't happen. They were like, oh my God, it's over with, or he lied, and it's like, dude, come on. So in a tweet that sparked conversation across the digital finance world, let's see here. We're talking about Eleanor Terrett. She suggests that Trump might yet sign executive orders banning CBDC and establishing a form of crypto council. Her words align with those of Jeremy, CEO of Circle, the parent company behind USDC, who has expressed optimism. Allaire believes that Trump's administration could soon ease restrictions on bank holding digital assets, which this is big, right? This is a bill that was passed by the previous administration that would not allow banks to hold on their portfolio or on their spreadsheets any kind of crypto-related assets. They're going to relieve that, is what's being said, including the repeal of the SEC Staff Accounting Bulletin 121, a long-standing barrier for financial institutions' interest in crypto. So let's see here. Donald Trump Jr. to commemorate the inauguration of Donald J. Trump as the 47th President of the United States. WLFI is proud to announce the following strategic purchases today. So they bought 47 million Ethereum, $47 million worth, $47 million worth of wrapped Bitcoin. They bought 4.7 million Aave, 4.7 billion Link, 4.7 million TRX, and 4.7 million, I think that's Athena, if I'm not mistaken. So, that's a solid bag right there. I think he's got do they have more Bitcoin than me? No, that's not. I have more. I'm just kidding. Now, that's a solid bag right there, right? So, that's big right there. But still not enough to move the needle, guys. Looking to see if there's anything big. We'll go to the next article. So, like I said, guys, give it some time. We're going to see it come. I mean, we could get, bro, this. Did you see last night? Not being political, but I think Trump, they did that party. I didn't know the inauguration was like that. They were dancing. Like, they had the ball dance till like 3 o'clock in the morning last night. The dude had made time to go sign 80 executive orders, and still, I told my daughter, I was like, dude, he's like 80 years old. I would have been asleep by like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Assed out. So it's crazy. So the SEC launches crypto task force led by Hester Pierce. So we won't read too much into this, but so the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has taken the first step towards crypto regulatory clarity following former chair Dirty Gary's departure on January the 20th. According to January 20th announcement, the agency is creating a crypto task force dedicated to developing a framework of digital assets. The task force will be led by Commissioner Hester Pierce, dubbed the Crypto Mom, for pro-crypto stance when it comes to regulation. The task force has announced by Commissioner Mark Ayeda, who is serving as acting SEC chairman until the U.S. Senate confirms the nomination of the former Commissioner Paul Atkins to serve the remainder of former Chair Gensler's term. So the task force's focus will be to help Commission draw clear regulatory lines, provide realistic paths for registration, craft sensible disclosure frameworks, and deploy enforcement resources. So one thing I want to that I was looking into this. So this task force, you may call it, good for crypto, right? But I think what some people are getting confused is I saw like Meet Kevin, right? Big YouTuber. I don't think he's really familiar with crypto. Like he's probably like, I know more crypto than you. I don't think he's like very familiar with the DeFi aspect of crypto, right? I think this task force is going to be mostly for your bigger projects that are on your central exchanges, right? They're going to be making sure that everybody's in line. If any new projects are dropped, there's a full disclosure on everybody that is involved in the project, right? I mean, I'm talking about all credentials, right? So anybody that gets invested in these projects knows what they're getting themselves into. What it does is it basically eliminates the issues of being technically rug pulled, right, from major projects, right, by being able to see who these people are that are holding the assets, that created the assets, and what their plans are with the assets, right? This is all by law through this task force. Well, you can't really enforce that stuff on DeFi, right? Because you can just create a freaking project and pull it these people, you see it all the time on Solana or any of these ecosystems. Anybody can create a freaking project and literally pull the liquidity out in 30 minutes, in 2 minutes after the project launch. You know what I'm saying? So I think the task force is not going to be able to necessarily be able to govern the DeFi space, right? Remember, I used to always refer to DeFi as the wild, wild west. People look at that are in the stock market, look at crypto like the wild west now. When you're on central exchanges kind of do what this task force is already doing, right? They do their research. They make sure that if anybody drops any kind of projects, or if they're going to be listing projects on their exchanges, they've pretty much gone through everything, verified everything, and whatever the case is, so they can try to prevent any kind of rug pulls, particularly for these projects, right? To the best of their what they can do. With DeFi, you can't do that. You really can't do that, and that's what makes DeFi fun, right? Because it's just this ungoverned zone where you could get rich so fast, or you could lose it all so fast, right? And I think that's going to stay the same for a while, in my opinion. So I think this task force is really going to be focused on what they really can see, and I think that's really going to be particularly anything that's on these major exchanges. Now, they could go into depth really and get into like really be on Solana. Let's just say they could really be on Solana and be like, listen, we don't want any more projects being launched on your ecosystem until we can verify what they are. Stuff like that, I think eventually we are going to get to, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, in my opinion. So, Ricky said, damn, bro, snow on Pensacola Beach. Bro, I told you guys in the Discord, freaking snow is coming, or it's literally snowing in the top half of Florida right now. And it's not just snowing, it's like a blizzard going through. Like, it's crazy. So right now it is snowing in the Gulf of America. Is that a little too soon? Oh yeah. Gina said, I think that wave from Elon was given thanks to his heart. He probably didn't even realize what it looked like. I don't really know, Gina. Honestly, after yesterday, like with everybody, and not everybody, but with the Discord, and some people were suggesting that we should stay out of the political spectrum. I probably wouldn't jump into that, but I don't think he meant any harm from it, right? So, but they're gonna, on both sides, right? They're gonna be sticklers for anything that's going on. So, but I respect Elon. I really do. I think the guy's gonna do I think he's gonna do a lot of good for the humankind. So, but yep. So right now, Bitcoin sitting at around 105. The market's kind of just sitting. We had a nice little gain for a lot of these projects. Fetch AI is up about 9%. Bunk's up 11%. Myro technically is up about 6%. XRP about 1.5%. Solana 3% at 250. Nice, starting to come back up. Ethereum's been really baseline at around that 3,300 area. Everything's kind of just been kind of stagnant. We're waiting for, they're waiting for this news to drop if we're going to see this strategic reserve or something big on these executive orders. So I think that's where the market's going to stand for right now. If let's just say hypothetically the next few days we don't get anything, I think out of disappointment we might see people sell off in Bitcoin, and maybe we see some kind of a retracement, at some point to some of these levels, maybe like 100,000 or maybe even break below 100,000 again, right? But those are the people that are just kind of in it. Like I said the other day, they're the buy the rumor people, right? Ready to sell the news. Who cares if they jump out, and the prices retrace slightly, because eventually something big's gonna happen, and the markets are gonna go freaking haywire. So until we can break this trend, which the trend's basically around 107.8 right now, about 107.8, close to about 108,000, basically getting close to our previous highs at around 108. Until we can break above and stay above, I'm not going to say that Bitcoin's ready to break out yet, but it is hovering right below there. So, at any moment we could see something like that happen. Demon said, I done that salute when I was young. Ricky said, I'm just a few 100 billion away from starting to do a good for humankind also. There you go. There you go. Not far, bro. Keep buying those meme coins and stuff like that, and you'll be there in no time, bro. You'll be there in no time. Farcoin's down 13%. If it does get down to some certain levels, I might buy in, you know. I might buy in on Fartcoin. Oh, yeah. Fartcoin. I'm going to go all in on Fartcoin, guys. It has been freaking going crazy, though. It's up like crazy. I think that, what's the market cap? I think the market cap's at like freaking over $1 billion, or it was. Look at the picture. The picture is a puff of gas. I don't think that's it. That's not the right Fartcoin. Hold on. They tricked me. Yeah, the market cap's at 1.6 billion effing dollars, bro. That is crazy. $1.6 billion. Watch Fartcoin become the biggest meme coin. Just because I've been trolling it for the last like 2 weeks. Ricky said Fartcoin is going to crap. You know what? I can respect a good Fartcoin joke. Unlike some people I know. You know, I sit here and give you guys great Fartcoin jokes, and I get maybe 2 laughs. Jake said Crip has serious case of fart FOMO. There you go. Yeah. Floki, what's going on with Floki, SPL? Are you just coming in to tell us about Floki? This thing better be up like 300%, bro. Come on, SPL. I'm expecting to like pull up Floki and it's like, you know. The heck was that? Oh. I'm like, what is that noise I'm hearing in the background? My dog's playing with her squeaky toy. I was like, she catch like an animal or something? She's done that before, bro. Squirrel makes a wrong turn, and I look over, my dog's like a great white with the squirrel. I'm like, leave him alone. No. Demon said butthole coin. Old, what's going on, bro? So, I mean, nothing much with Floki, bro. What I will say is Floki, obviously, we all remember this thing came from the dead and had a massive run. It's still holding a lot of its gains, right? And you can see it has steadily been making higher lows, right? So, I mean, you talked to me a year ago, I'd be like, bro, Floki's done. Like, it's one of those meme coins you're not really going to hear about. Or, you know, it probably will have a good, you know, bull run, but nothing too crazy. Now I'm like, nah, Floki's, you know, it's still part of the big dogs. And I do think that Floki's probably going to be it's going to do very well, you know, whenever it has its time. Same thing with Dogelon, right? Dogelon, same thing, where it's just like, you know, I was like, you know, look at this freaking run on Dogelon. Absolutely crazy, but look, short-lived. This is, my heart goes out to everybody in Dogelon. I hope this gave everybody the opportunity to jump out and just at least buy back in down here. You know, if you are still holding Dogelon, Dog-Elon. If you're still holding Dog-Elon after this big run up and you didn't reposition yourself, bro, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any hope for you, bro. I really don't. So, I mean, you saw that massive run. We saw a massive, you know, retracement, and it looks like it's finding support at around the 24 area as a bottom for now. So, we'll see how, but bro, that was an opportunity right there to just at least just reposition yourself, right? I know it's hard to sell on some of these things, but you got to just Look at the big picture here. That thing has been dormant for the last like year, and you get this 400% candle in like 2 hours. Even if you still are in the red, that was an opportunity, an exit opportunity. I mean, look from down here from where it was, 286% candle within a day, right? So this thing literally almost 6x in a day. But like I always tell you guys with these memes, when something like this happens, I jump out, because when you see a candle like this, you better believe that it's coming right back down. It's not going to come back down probably to these lows, but it's going to retrace hard, because it just came up too fast. There's too much money to be made. So people are going to be jumping in and jumping out. VThor, was VChain up? Because usually when VChain's up, VThor will start running. Yeah, look at that freaking candle. Holy hell. But see, this is still holding a lot of its gains. So, I mean, this... What is this? Oh, my God. 383%, bro? Holy crap. Did VChain run up? Did I spell this right? VChain? Yeah. I mean, VChain didn't even really run up. You would have thought that VChain was up like crazy. That was a 400% candle, bro. ICP. So who was Jake? Was it you? Someone came in yesterday and told me they were buying a bunch of ICP. Bro, look at ICP. I think is setting up for either a big run, or if the market doesn't do good, a big dump. But I would say probably a big run. Nice little wedge that's forming. Look how tight the price range has gotten on ICP. Usually when you see this and it's just squeezing, it's about to bust. No diddy on that one. But it's about to break out at some point, right? I would say it's either going up or going down, right? It's so funny when people say that. Well, obviously, you got a 50-50. It's either going up or going down. No, but I wouldn't be surprised if this thing kind of, consolidates a little bit more, and then at some point you see some kind of a takeoff on this, given the markets allow, right? So, I mean, definitely looks like a good play right there. ICP is dope, bro. If ICP drops down to some crazy levels, I definitely would probably go all in. Like this when it dropped down, what was this? Oh, this was in July. I was like, when the hell did it drop down to $5? I guess the last big, buying opportunity, obviously, coming around these areas when it dropped down to about lower 9s, but this sub $9, around $8.80 right there was a good little buy. You remember I always tell you guys, ego for myself. I always tell you guys, I keep this box here just to remember that Crip, myself, was screaming when, I had probably like 200 subscribers, and I wasn't really, there wasn't a lot of views going on, right? But I had just started off, and I was like, bro, telling everybody on the channel, I was like, ICP at $293. I was like, this is the buy, right? And I kept that box. I was like, I'm going crazy buying in, and I did. I just was buying and buying and buying, and you guys can see how it played out, right? So I guess it's like an ego thing for me, like to buy back in at around $10. I'm like, oof, it just seems expensive. But I know how well this project, as far as its ecosystem, everything they have built with ICP, I see it going, I see it going, a lot higher than what it is right now. So XRP holding very well. $3.15 right now. I opened up a long a little while ago. I forgot. I opened up a long. See, I'm anticipating that we're going to probably see some kind of a breakout here soon. I didn't open up a long on XRP. I'm just thinking to myself, I did just open up a long. It was for Pepe. Because I looked, Pepe hasn't really done shit in the last, week. It's down like crazy, and you guys know how bullish I am with Pepe. And when the market turns, I'm thinking that Pepe is going to see some kind of a massive run. So I did open up a long on Pepe earlier. Wasn't anything crazy. I left a lot of wiggle room, so if we do see a retracement again, that hopefully I won't get stomped out of that position. So, but definitely we'll see. I think Pepe is going to do really well. We'll probably see some new highs coming up. I think all the meme coins are going to do really well. All the alts at some point. Ricky said he bought some Punky. Definitely not a bad time to buy. Market cap's at 100 million. Liquidity's at about 5. Is this trading on some major exchanges? Oops. Crypto.com, KuCoin, Kraken, BitGet, Bybit, Mexi. So, I mean, it's on your mid-tier exchanges. Definitely solid. Market cap 113, the volume's at around 17 million. So, I mean, not bad. Numbers don't look bad. I know the project's legit. I haven't seen somebody come in and talk about it for a little while, but volume's at 2.7 million. So, I mean, and this is just for Solana and Radium. So, I mean, definitely, like I said, not a bad spot, particularly to buy. Last time we were in these areas, look at this. Last time we were in these areas, they ran to make all-time highs for the project. So, I mean, definitely not a bad little spot, in my opinion, right below that 786 to be accumulating. 786 is at around the 23 cents. So it's at 20 cents right now. How many tokens are in circulation? How many coins? So 550 million. So definitely low circulating supply, right? So this thing could easily get to $1, right? Easily. I mean, it's right at 20 cents, but I mean, it would only need to get to about $555 million market cap for it to get to $1. So Damon said, do you think Pepe will delete it to 0? Yeah, I do think. That's a big move for Pepe, though. I'm not going to lie, with the market cap already high. Holy shit. Now that I zoom out, to delete a 0 from where it's at right now, it would need to get up. It would need to jump up 533%, right? That right there, my friend, is what? That's a 10x, basically. A little bit over a 10x from where it's at right now. It would need to get up to about almost about $70 billion market cap. Whew. I don't know. I feel like that's a big move for Pepe. I'm not saying that it can't, right? But 70 billion for a meme coin. I mean, there's only a few meme coins that have done it. So, I mean, it definitely can, but that's a big move. When you really look at the numbers like I just pointed out, that's a big move. Now, if this market cap was at like $100 million, they'd be like, hell yeah, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like a 10x, it'll definitely do that. But it's already at $6.7 billion market cap. So you're talking about a 10x from where it's at right, or what was that? Yeah, 10x from where it's at right now. That's big. That's a big move right there. So never say never in crypto, but at the same time, you got to be realistic. So have to be realistic. Well, guys, listen, that's pretty much it. I think we're all kind of just waiting for what's going to happen next, as far as these executive orders. I really wish that we would just decide, not us, but just if it's going to happen, let it happen so we can kind of get past this. I hate like the waiting, as far as like I have patience in crypto, but like the waiting. Remember when we would have to wait for like the ETFs? Is it going to drop? Well, it could drop on this day, and we're like sitting here at the day of like, nothing happened. Like that's what I feel like we're doing right now. It's just like, if it's going to happen, freaking let's do it. Thoughts on ski mask? Let's pull that up real quick, brother. That dog is so freaking cute. The fact is that they really put this on a dog. I think it's hilarious. Don't tell me that's AI. For this project, 137 million, liquidity at 3 million, volume at around 3 million, right? So, I mean, definitely a legit project's been out for over 9 months. It's bouncing off of a spot that I called a while back before it even was anywhere in this area. I said this was probably going to be a spot for some support. And that's around that 13 plus area right there, around 13.25 cents right there, 13.2 around there. It looks like it's bounced. It did break below slightly, but it looks like it has some solid support around that area. So thoughts on this? Probably a nice little breakout. I mean, you've seen a massive kind of a bull flag that's played out for this project. So if this does play out, because right, it's not guaranteed, but if this bull flag does play out, you'll probably see a massive all-time high run. But for right now, what I would say, that 13.2 mark, probably a good spot below the DCA if you're long-term on this project, right? So if you're looking, if this does break as far as spots for some support, I'd probably say somewhere around that 8-9 cent mark will be your next big spot for some support if this does break at some point. So keep an eye on it. I would say buy zones in between the 13 and that 9 right there. Flips in the house. I thought we were leaving, and you know what? We'll a few minutes we'll go. Turbo, $10 to $20 billion market. I'm saying we're going to have a run. We can go up before and get boosted according to my Moon Boy ray gun calculator. All right. Turbo broke it. Damn, it broke that trend. It broke that trend, bruh. Look at that. It was bouncing off our trend and then it broke below it, dude. Broke below it. Not a bad little buy zone, though, Flip, that you're in right now. You're below that 0.5. You're below that 0.5. Not a bad little spot right there, bro. Turbo's solid, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does get to a $10 billion market cap. So we'll see. Well, hopefully tomorrow we'll have a little bit better news as far as everything that's going on in the space. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a fantastic night. Make sure you guys slap that like. If you are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. We'll be back here tomorrow. Definitely back here tomorrow at the same time. Like I said, hopefully we have some good news tomorrow, right? Or we know a little bit more information on when everything's going to be dropping. So till then, I think we're going to kind of just be stagnant for now. So with that, guys, thank you. Be safe out there. Have a great night. Hit me up on the Discord if you need anything, all right? All right, guys. See ya.